beauties, thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to do a full face of new to me products from my recent travels to the States. Okay, so first we're going to start with a little bit of lip prep, and we're going to try, I haven't tried this yet, the CREAL lip grip line filler. It feels nice. So my skin prep is already done. We're going to go in with a new primer. I got the NYX base glue. Let's try this out. I haven't tried this one yet. Some of the products I've already tried, but some of them I haven't. And the items that I didn't get new, I'm just going to use what I have. It actually looks like glue. So primer, I like to just put on my fingers. I don't always use a primer. But, oh, this doesn't feel as sticky as you would think, judging by the looks of it. And now we're going to go in with foundation. The foundation that I got is the DIOR Forever Transfer Proof 24-hour foundation in the shade 2.5N. So I just pump one pump on the back of my hand in case that's all I need. Sometimes I use one pump or two. Then I'm going in with a BK Beauty 101, and I start in the center of my face. That's where I have the most redness. Now I actually wanted this in the stick form. They were all sold out everywhere, even in Canada. I went to like so many different locations hunting. And then there was one Sephora, a little bit more. There was one Sephora where my husband and I thought we were like so clever, because I opened up the bottom drawer and I saw a 2.5N and I was like, yeah. But then I took it when I got back to the Airbnb that we were staying at, and I opened it up. I'm like, no, this is not the stick. But this foundation has also been on my list for a while. So I'm still happy that I have it, and I've used it a few times now and I quite like it. So I'll just have to wait until my shade comes back in stock. Let's get into the hairline of it. So there's no harsh line of demarcation. When it comes to my nose area, I like to really buff it in so it doesn't just look like it's just sitting on top of my skin. But I also don't like a full solid like mask, I guess, on my face. I'm still trying to get it to look as skin-like as possible. Now I'm going in to prime my eyes, and I'm using the MAC paint pot in soft ochre. and a mini flat kabuki brush that I got from Amazon. And I like to use this brush so that it pushes the product into my skin. And then I take Nikki Rose's N16 just to smooth out the edges. Okay, now it's time for my brows. All right. I still use powder in my eyebrows, and right now I'm using the Pink Honey Cocoa Powder in Granite, and I'm using, it's actually a painting brush, like an artist painting brush, just an angled brush. Over the many years, this is my favorite density or non-density kind of brush that I like for my eyebrows. It's not too stiff, it's soft, but it also applies product well. I can get this open. There we go. I just follow my general shape, but everyone's eyebrows, majority of everyone's eyebrows are a little bit asymmetrical, right? And that's okay. That's just how our faces are. I know about brow powder, like powder for your eyebrows, is not really in anymore, but I don't really follow trends. I like to do what works for me. I've tried brow pencils, brow pomade, brow gels, but this is what I prefer on my eyebrows. Anyone else out there like to use powder in their eyebrows? I can never finish one brow and move on to the next. I do them both at the same time, or sections of each brow at the same time. I think we're getting there, finally. Now I'm gonna set my eyelids, because I forgot to do that. Nikki Rose's N14. A little bit of translucent powder. Today I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario translucent setting powder in light neutral, I think. Let's see. Yeah, number 2, neutral light. Okay, now we're going to do the eyes. At first, when I was going through all my things, I was like, oh, I don't think I bought like an actual eyeshadow palette or anything like that, because I got a bunch of shimmers and toppers and like liquid duochromes and stuff like that. But then I remembered I did get a mini Natasha Denona My Dream palette. I have the full one, the midi size, and this one is just a mini companion to go along with the shades. There's only one repeat shade in this, which is, I think it's Loyalty. That's the same. Oh no, it's Nurture, maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna go in with a Rephr 33. And slightly dirty. Don't judge me. And we're going in, actually, sorry, with the shade Loyalty, this one. And we're just gonna deepen up my imaginary crease area. Same thing on the other side. Okay, now I'm going to find a clean brush. Here's a clean Rephr 01, and we're going to go in with the shade, this one, which is Devotion. Oh no, sorry, this is Nurture. This, why can't I figure this out? This one would be Balance then. The first shade we went in was Balance. Don't forget to tap off the excess. And we're still just building up crease. The My Dream, the midi size of the My Dream palette is actually one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Same thing on the other side. Still with the Rephr 01. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the darkest shade called Loyalty and a Shoto 00. Same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to switch brushes because I want to pull it across closer to my lash line. I'm going to take a ColourPop, the E25. It's like a compacted smudger or blending brush. All it means is the bristles are shorter and denser, a little bit stiffer. Bring this close to my lash line. And other side. And back to the Shoto 00, just for more blending. Refer 33, more blending along the edges, perimeter where we laid down darker shadow. Okay, now I want to try, I haven't used it yet, but I am excited. I'm excited for this KULFI ZARI Eyes eyeshadow in SONA. I'm gonna go in with my finger. And put it in the center of my lid. Oh, pretty. Okay, let's see if we can smooth this out with my silicone brush from Amazon. What do you think? Pretty, right? Okay, let's do the other eye. Just patting the product in. And then using a silicone brush from Amazon. Smooth everything out. Happy with that. But I think I want to deepen up my outer corners just a bit. So back to the Shoto 00 and the shade Loyalty. This side seems a little deeper, hey? Back to the Refer 33, blend out the edges. Or soften is a better term. Because we're trying to keep the intensity of the pigment, but we just want nice softened edge. Okay, what's next? Let's do concealer. So I got the CREAL Face Flex. I threw out the packaging. Like, I didn't bring any of the packaging home with me in my luggage, and I actually forget what shade this is. I feel like it's either number 3 or number 4. Sorry about that. I've used this a couple times and I quite like it. Anyone else tried this concealer? What are your thoughts? Tell me. Just gonna let that dry down a little bit. And in the meantime, let's do our underbrows. So I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes and the shade Matte 1. Oh, with my old MAC 272 discontinued. It's just a flat shader brush. Now we're gonna go in with Nikki LaRose's N16 and blend out this concealer. I like to do patting motions. When you pat, you're pushing the product in. When you swipe, sometimes it removes more product than you're hoping for. It removes product instead of like blending it out or pushing it into your skin, and then you lose the coverage when you do it like that. I wish they put the shade name on the actual product and not only on the box. Now, if I want to repurchase, it's almost like I have to travel back to the States so I can see it in person again. I was hoping to just be able to order it online, but maybe I can still figure it out. My little friend here. I don't mind. I don't need I don't like a flawless face on myself. Or I'm not so hung up on blemishes and stuff like that. I just generally want my face to look nice. And it's normal for us to have blemishes, but if they can just be toned down a little bit, then I'm happy. On the sides of my nose, I really like to buff it in. I have large pores. Okay, next is bronzer / contour, and what I'm going to use today is the Christian Dior contour stick, and this is 03 medium. It's very pigmented. I do like this shade though. I think like the number 2 was a little bit on the warm side. This is more on the cooler side, cool neutral, but it's quite pigmented, so we gotta go easy. And I'm gonna use BK Beauty 109. Gentle. I go brush to product and then my face. You can also tap it out on the back of your hand if you're worried about the intensity of it. That also helps to spread the product evenly amongst the bristles on the brush. Well, I already have like a super short and tiny forehead, but I like to put some bronzer contour just at my hairline. It gives it just a cohesive look on my face. to be careful not to come too far down, because like I said, she's tiny. I actually used to get teased a lot about it when I was in high school. But that's okay. It didn't really bother me. Because it is short. I measured it once with a ruler. I think it's 4 centimeters. Now we're just taking it at my temples and cheekbones. Oh no, my apologies everyone. Okay, where was I? So now I'm just taking whatever's left on my brush and just pulling it down my jawline. Sometimes I don't even bother bronzing or contouring my jaw because my hair is usually down and I don't like getting makeup on my clothes. Let's speed this up for the other side. And making sure we take it back into the hairline. Same thing here, just taking whatever's left on the brush down my jawline. Okay, let's do some nose contour. I'm using a small nose contour brush by Enzo Ken that I got from Amazon. Nipping into the DIOR contour stick, I'm really just outlining my nose to give it some dimension after creating a blank canvas with my foundation. As you can see, my face is pretty flat. And then with no added product, I take whatever's left on my brush up towards the beginning of my brows, just to give that area some depth. Now I'm going in with Nikki's N16, the brush that I use for my concealer, with no added product, and I'm going down the center of my nose to soften the contour lines. It's time for blush. We're going to use the Melt Cosmetics Blush Light in the shade Pinched. I'm grabbing another BK Beauty 109. I use one for contour / bronzer and one for blush. I think I'm just talking about how I like my blush quite high up and up into my temples. I'm so sorry everyone, it's hard for me to remember and discern which parts of my talking pertain to the makeup and which parts of my talking were just me being chatty. But I super appreciate all of you who are bearing with me. Still just blushing here. And I think I just capped out. Okay, now we're going to set the under eyes, but before we do, let's go back in with Nikki's N16 to smooth out the concealer. I'm going to use the Westman Atelier Vital Press Skincare Powder in the shade Pink Bubble. I've used this powder a few times now and I really like it.
It's super smooth, and I find that it blurs my fine lines. I'm just using a powder puff that I got from Amazon, and I'm gently patting the powder on to set things in place. Okay, I guess I'm actually going to set the rest of my face with this powder too. Then I take Nikki's N14 to push the powder even more into the sides of my nose and the areas where I get the oiliest throughout the day. And then dusting off the excess powder, especially around my nasolabial folds. Now I'm going to use the shade Loyalty and a rougher number 26 to put some color on my lower lash line. I've just put too much pigment towards the inner corner, so I'm going to buff it out with my N14 and a pinch tip. Same thing on the other side. Sephora Glide Liner for eyeliner. And I'm going to tight line first. And then apply it to 2/3 of my lash line. Smooth it out with Nikki's N11. And top it off with black eyeshadow. Repeat on the other side. Now eyeliner on the lower lash line. And I like to keep it to the outer corner. I'm going to smooth it out with a rougher number 23. L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara Primer. Elf Lash Extender. I've used this one a couple times and I really like it. Actually, I'm really happy with all of the new mascaras that I bought on this trip. Charlotte Tilbury Exaggerize, another fantastic mascara. And the second wand from my Hello Kiss tubing mascara from Amazon. See this black dot? I'm gonna remove it with a clean spoolie. Hourglass Dim Light. This is just a finishing powder, and I like to use it with a Sephora Pro Crease number 19 to smooth out the edges of my eyeshadow. Let's finish up the blush with Flower Pots in Warm Hibiscus and a BK Beauty 112. NYX Face Glue Setting Spray. I like to spray my face before I do my lips. Wait, okay, let's check how this sprays first. Okay, now we can. My mini fan from Amazon. For lips, I'm going to use the Edam Lip Softening Balm in Boba Bounce. I went to so many Sephora locations and they were all sold out, and it's not available in Canada, but I'm happy I got at least one, but I wanted to try all of the shades. And top it off with Winky Lux Lip Oil in Barely There. And this is the final look. What do you guys think? I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.
Oh, ha, ha.